Imagine you're standing in a store holding a beautiful, expensive leather jacket. It costs $500. You reach into your pocket and pull out a stack of five $100 bills. You count them out. 1 to 3 for 5. As you hand them over, you feel a physical twinge in your stomach. Your brain screams, "Stop! That is a lot of money. That is a week of groceries." You hesitate. Maybe you put the jacket back. The pain of parting with that physical cash is real, visceral, and protective. Now, replay the scene. Same jacket, same price, but this time you pull out a plastic card. You tap it against a machine. Beep. Approved. You feel nothing. Zero pain. Zero hesitation. You walk out of the store smiling. But mathematically, the financial damage is identical. You are $500 poorer in both scenarios. The only difference is the medium of exchange. This phenomenon is called the pain of paying, and it is the single most important psychological concept explaining why the modern world is drowning in debt. We have systematically removed the friction from spending, transforming money from a tangible resource into an abstract digital signal. And in the process, we have anesthetized our ability to feel financial pain until it is too late. My name is John, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychological tricks that banks, casinos, and tech companies use to separate us from our money without us even noticing it is gone. If you are someone who is terrified to check your credit card statement at the end of the month because you have no idea how it got so high, or if you find yourself spending more money when you use Apple Pay than when you carry cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today we are going to dive into the behavioral economics of frictionless spending. We are going to look at why casinos use chips, why video games use V-Bucks, and how the cashless society is actually a trap designed to maximize your consumption by minimizing your awareness. Here's the neuroscience of what happens when you spend money. Researchers using fMRI brain scans have discovered that paying for something activates the same regions of the brain associated with physical pain, specifically the insula, which processes negative emotions and discomfort. This is not metaphorical. Spending money literally hurts at a neurological level. Your brain evolved to protect resources, and parting with those resources triggers a pain response designed to make you hesitate, evaluate, and potentially avoid the loss. This is why our ancestors did not give away their food or tools frivolously. The pain of losing resources was a survival mechanism. But here's what most people do not realize. The intensity of this pain response is not determined by the amount of money spent. It is determined by the salience of the payment. How visible, tangible, and immediate the transaction feels. Cash is the most salient form of payment. You see the bills, you feel them leave your hand, you watch them disappear. The pain response is strong. A study from MIT found that people were willing to pay up to twice as much for the same item when using credit cards compared to cash because the pain of paying was significantly reduced. Credit cards add a layer of abstraction. You're not handing over money. You're handing over a piece of plastic that represents a promise to pay money later. The transaction is real, but it doesn't feel as real. Contactless payments add yet another layer. A tap is faster and less tactile than a swipe or an insertion. Apple Pay and Google Pay reduce payment to a gesture so seamless it barely registers as a financial event. Each layer of abstraction removes friction, and each removal of friction removes pain. And each removal of pain removes the psychological brake that would otherwise slow your spending. Casinos understood this principle long before behavioral economists gave it a name, which is why they don't let you gamble with cash. When you walk into a casino, the first thing they want you to do is convert your money into chips. Think about what chips actually are. Colorful plastic discs that feel like toys, that stack and click satisfyingly, that don't look or feel anything like the $100 bills you exchanged for them. A 2008 study from the Journal of Consumer Research confirmed what casinos have known for decades. People spend more freely with chips than with cash because chips don't feel like money. You're not betting $100. You're pushing a few plastic circles across felt. The psychological weight of the transaction has been almost entirely eliminated by converting real money into an abstract token. And here's where it gets really interesting. The digital economy has applied this exact same principle to your phone. Video game currencies, V-Bucks in Fortnite, Robux in Roblox, FIFA points, Apex coins are chips for children. Parents load real money into accounts which converts to fictional currency which children then spend on virtual items without any sensation of financial loss. A 2019 report from Juniper Research found that in-app purchases and virtual currency spending exceeded $50 billion globally. That number has only grown since. Children are growing up in environments specifically designed to dissociate spending from the pain of payment, training a generation to view transactions as button presses rather than financial decisions. And adults are not immune. Subscription services, one-click purchasing, auto-renewals, and stored payment methods all serve the same function as casino chips. They make money feel fake, so you'll spend more of it. Let me show you the math of what payment abstraction actually costs, because the behavioral research provides specific numbers. The MIT study I mentioned found that credit card users were willing to pay 83 to 100% more than cash users for identical items. Other research has found that the average transaction value increases by 12 to 18% when customers use cards instead of cash. A study from Dun & Bradstreet found that people spend 23% on average when using credit cards. Let's be conservative and assume that payment abstraction causes you to spend just 15% more than you would with cash across all purchases. If your household spends $60,000 per year on non-housing expenses, a 15% overspend is $9,000 annually. Over a 30-year adult life, that's $270,000 in excess spending. Not because you needed more things, but because the payment method reduced the psychological friction that would otherwise have made you stop and evaluate. And the companies know this. Amazon patented one-click purchasing specifically to remove friction between desire and transaction. Apple designed Apple Pay to be faster and smoother than any previous payment method. Buy now, pay later services like Affirm and Cla split payments into installments, so each individual payment feels smaller and less painful. Every innovation in payment technology is marketed as convenience, but the underlying purpose is the same as casino chips. Dissociate spending from the sensation of loss so you will do more of it. So how do we re-sensitize ourselves? How do we bring the pain back? I'm not saying you have to live like a light and carry a sack of gold coins, but you need to reintroduce strategic friction. For discretionary spending, groceries, dining out, entertainment, try using cash for 1 month. Just 1 month, go to the ATM, withdraw your budget for the week, put it in an envelope. When you go to the grocery store, leave the cards at home. You'll be shocked at how your behavior changes. You'll stand in the aisle holding a bag of chips and you'll think, do I really want to break a 20 for this? Often the answer is no. You'll put it back. You'll become a ruthless prioritizer because the resource is tangible and finite. When the envelope is empty, you stop eating out. There's no overdraft with cash. There is only out of money. If cash is too impractical, try the notification hack. Set your banking app to send you a push notification instantly for every single transaction. Every time you tap your card, your phone should buzz. You spent $50. This recouples the action with the consequence. It forces you to look at the number immediately. It disrupts the tap and forget cycle. It brings a microdose of pain back into the moment. It makes the invisible visible. Another strategy is the 24-hour rule for online shopping. Online shopping is the most dangerous form of painless paying because you don't even have to put on pants. You just click. Delete your saved credit card information from Amazon and your browser. Force yourself to get up, find your wallet, and type in the 16 digits every single time. That 2 minutes of friction, that walk of shame to get your wallet is often enough to break the impulse loop. You'll get halfway to your wallet and realize, I don't actually need this gadget. You just saved $50 by being lazy. Use your laziness to save money, not to spend it. We have to understand that the cashless society is being sold to us as progress. But it is primarily a tool of surveillance and increased consumption. The more abstract the money, the faster it moves. And money that moves fast usually moves away from you. The wealthy understand this. They often deal in illiquid assets, real estate, businesses, art that are hard to spend. They introduce friction into their own wealth to preserve it. The poor and middle class are given tools of maximum liquidity and minimum friction, ensuring they stay on the hamster wheel of consumption. Ultimately, the pain of paying is a good thing. Pain is information. If you put your hand on a hot stove, the pain tells you to pull back. It saves your hand. Financial pain tells you to pull back on spending. It saves your future. By numbing that pain with plastic and pixels, we are leaving our hands on the stove while our financial lives burn down. We need to feel the burn to heal the wound. So, here is your challenge. For the next week, use cash for your coffee, your lunch, and your groceries. Feel the texture of the bills leaving your hand. Observe your own hesitation. Watch how your brain bargains with you to keep the cash. That hesitation is your financial immune system coming back online. Nurture it. Listen to it. Because the goal isn't to make spending easy. The goal is to make spending meaningful. If this video made you realize why you spend so much on Uber Eats, drop a comment below. Tell me if you're going to try the cash envelope challenge. Let us bring the friction back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.